Hi, I'm Barry from Kai. Welcome to another Wingnut Wednesday. So today we're going to look at recording, digital recording, and we're going to look at some microphones, we're going to look at a DAW, and we're going to look at interface, and then we're going to put it into practice. So this will be a quite quick overview. I'm not going to go into big details. This is really about just getting up and running, the kind of stuff that you might need to get going. So to start with, you will need some sort of computer. I'm using an Apple Mac, a MacBook Pro. It's quite an old one, it's 2009, but it's still powerful enough to do what I need to do today. One of the things to watch is making sure both your software's quite up to date, but actually still compatible with the hardware that you're using. So make sure your software and your hardware is compatible when you're working on an operating system. One of the things I did was I bought an interface second hand, and it was an older interface, and my actual operating system was too new to handle it, so I had to install an old operating system. In your Mac or your PC, you'll have a DAW, a digital audio workstation. That's what we use to capture the sound that you're going to capture on your microphones. It's going to come through an interface. We'll talk about the interface in a second. But basically the tracks set up in the computer allows you to manipulate the sound that you bring in digitally. The way we're going to capture the sound is by microphones. So there's a lot of different kinds of microphones, but we basically using two basic types. There's a dynamic microphone and there's a condenser microphone. One of the kind of technical differences is the condenser microphone needs a bit of voltage. So either you can put a battery in some of them to give you that power, or you can get a power off of your interface. So these are the microphones, and as usual I'll be working on my Gretsch Renown drum kit, and I'll be able to just show you around some of the microphones. We have the audio interface. Now again, this is a Focusrite Scarlett 18i20, and it's basically 18 inputs. The actual inputs on this, it has 8 XLRs, this being an XLR lead. So you'll need a lead like this to go from your microphone into the interface, And then what the interface does is it converts it and it sends it through USB into the computer, and then you're able to take a track on the computer. The other thing you'll need is a pair of headphones. I'm using in-ear headphones because I'm going to track on the drums, and these are actually quite good for just making the actual drums just a bit quieter and hearing what the track I'm playing along to. On the DAW, as you can see, I've got a load of tracks set up here, and if I want to add a new track, I select the plus button at the top, and then if I bring up my sliders, if you like, you can see my new track is down this end, and then I've got to select an input, which I would do. When you're setting up the mic for volume, you want to set the gain control so that you're not clipping. You actually want your loudest point to be between -18 and -12 dBs. So you're well inside the green range, and you're not even hitting yellow if you can avoid it, and you certainly don't want to hit the red. Once you hit the red, essentially you can't remove distortion once you've recorded it. It's in the track. So you really want to ideally be sitting well in. Now this being digital, it's really easy to bring up the volume later on once you've done once you've done the track, if you think it's too quiet, you can bring it all up a bit. So it's easy to increase gain, but you can't remove distortion once you've clipped a track. So in the DAW, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks that I want to track today. So I want to hit record, arm the recording. So what I can do though is I can press 1, so that's tom 1, that's my first armed microphone, and I'm going to go right to my last microphone. So I've highlighted all these, so I've pressed shift and clicked it to highlight all of the tracks I want to track. And I'm going to press the record arm, and as you can see now, that's flashing. So that's me just done a drum track, and hopefully it's not too bad. I'll put something together and I'll pop it up on the page later on. Some of the things that are worth looking at, and I'm going to zoom in on some of these areas, and you can see that's the data that's been collected by the computer coming through the audio interface. On this, if I press X, it brings up my different my channel strips, and then I can start to add in things like channel EQ. And that'll give you something like that, which then lets you mess about. Once you get into your DAW, you'll find a host of what's called plugins that you add into your channel strip. Now, one of the things that, if you can focus on this, so this was one of this section in the darker grey colour here is tracks that were done earlier on for me to play along to. And you can see in here that there's a load of plugins. Now, one of the problems that I experienced just before I was recording there was these were all on, and that demands power from your computer and your CPU. And when these were all on, basically the computer was trying to work out, it was really trying to work hard to get all these sounds to work. So I switched them all off, and these are the kind of things that you would plug in to manipulate the sound that you're trying to create. But that's essentially how to bring a track together in your DAW. And I hope that is helpful today. It's something we can look at more, just taking one track and then manipulating it. I think I'm going to have to set this up so that you can see the screen online beside me. But the point is, this is a bit of fun, and you know, once you get a sound, whether it's a vocal sound or a drum sound or even a guitar sound, and then you spend some time playing about with it, you'll realise what you can do with the right equipment. If you feel that you want to get creative with film or music and you haven't got the equipment and you haven't got the budget to afford your own gear, or you just want to try it out without buying gear, then just let us know. Let's speak to myself or Gillian at Kythe, and we'll try and sort you out with the equipment you need to be creative. And that's anything from art to music to film. All these things, we're really keen to see young people getting their hands dirty into these we're really keen to see young people getting into these different parts of the arts.
Parts theirs and farts.
We're really keen to see young people just getting creative. Okay, so thanks for watching Wingnut Wednesday, and I'll see you next week.